What's up, folks? My name is Melvin, and welcome. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you doing exceptionally well on this place that we call the internet. Welcome to the first episode revival of Food for Thought, okay? We're going to see how this structure goes. We're going to see how it evolves, but I think I found a voice that I enjoy talking to you in, Voice meaning character, vibe, something I want you to get out of this show whenever you watch it. This is a very uncomfortable topic. It's not a fun topic, but I want to get as much good out of it as I can. Because it's something it genuinely bothers me that this is happening right now, that this is a conversation, that someone I used to admire is genuinely becoming a horrible person. It's not fun. Um, and I think the first thing to do, because you all know what I'm talking about if you clicked on it, is I'm just going to give you my perspective on just how I grew up knowing him and just how I feel about the situation now. So, when I first heard not only Kanye, but just hip hop in general, I actually genuinely wasn't a fan. I kind of hated hip hop. It just didn't, I don't know, it felt too crass. Like when I was a kid, I was just like, I'm not a big fan of this vulgar. How old was I? Like 7 or something. But my brother bought the CD Graduation, and same thing. When I first heard it, I didn't like like it. But then when I got older in middle school, I actually started listening to more hip hop. And then I was looking for that Graduation CD, and I kind of enjoyed it. So there was like 2 weeks straight where I was listening to that same album while playing video games. It was a fun experience, and kind of since that moment, I kept up with him. I didn't start becoming more and more of a fan of his music until like it's just like when I started listening to hip hop and I started like going back and forth from like listening to just mainstream hip hop and listen to Kanye, listen to mainstream hip hop, listen to Kanye. It was just like, yeah, no, this dude makes music that lasts quite a long time. Like it feels modern, no matter what album you listen to. Well, all but one, in my opinion. But again, I'm not here to critique his music. I'm just giving you my opinion. All right. And when I heard, Kanye's always been in the news for being an asshole, and I always kind of defended those actions, not like full on defended, but just like, okay, he's an asshole, but it's like you can still listen to his music. Like his music's still fire. So it's like I had no defense for his character, but I would always defend his music. I thought that was worthy of defense. Um, and again, for a long time, I was still a fan of his music. I just liked that he put so much personality in everything he makes. That's why I'm a fan of Chance the Rapper, like Kendrick Lamar, Kid Cudi, like all those artists that I just mentioned. When I hear their music, it sounds like their music. I can't compare it to any other artist. Maybe I can hear inspirations and things like that, but it's like, wow, it's like I hear it and it's like they're right there in the room. And I enjoy that. I like that so much. It makes me want to connect with them. And it was just interesting hearing one man having these different perspectives going back and forth, like feeling like he's on top of the world to feeling like dog shit. Um, Feeling like he needs to re-identify himself, to opening up about being bipolar, to opening up about having a marriage and having kids. It was interesting to see a man's journey through his music, and it's one of the few artists where I experienced that. um so it yes, his music was impactful to me. And then I'm trying to like it's crazy now because it's like I don't even remember how the story started. It's so insane. I don't remember how it first like came out. But yeah, he just started saying things that were anti-Semitic. And it's like still to this day, I'm like, why? And he's saying that it's like, oh, it's because of Jewish executives that he worked with that maybe screwed him over. And maybe he's correct. Maybe because I don't know. I haven't really looked into why he's saying the things he is. I'm really just focusing on the things he's saying. And it's just there's just so much hate. I genuinely, because of my background and my experience, I genuinely didn't think there was so much racism out there for a period of time. There was a time where I was like, I didn't get bullied due to my skin color in school, so it's like racism just doesn't exist the way it used to, and it's like I don't know if that's the point. You know, I think the point is that there is racism out there, and any little amount is just it's not fair. It's not a fair and just way to look at the world. There's no benefit into looking that way, but because of maybe how our minds are programmed and how we're maybe tribal, that's just how that's how we're gonna see things. It's just it's not right. I don't like it. Even arguing that point there kind of made me uncomfortable, but that's how some people that's the lens some people have. And you know, before even him being anti-Semitic, he broke up with his wife. They divorced. It didn't seem like it was on mutual terms. I think he wanted to stay in the relationship. She wanted to leave. And, he just made his family feel uncomfortable. He made his kids feel uncomfortable. He made all his friends feel uncomfortable. Like, he was already going down a downward spiral. And it just continued. But here's why it's so uncomfortable. It's coming because not only he's saying that, I'm not defending what he's saying, but he's also clearly suffering with mental health. Something is going wrong mentally. And I have, ever since 2020, I've been focusing more on mental health and just, you can be in such a dark place without even knowing it. And I'm just so glad and thankful that I can't say that for myself. I think that I'm in a great position and that my mental health is well enough where I can keep an eye on those things. There's some people who just don't have that ability. And the fact that no one's able to help him, that's the sad thing. There was this like TikTok vertical video that I saw on YouTube, and I really liked the way he said it. This guy was interviewing a bunch of Jewish people to see what they thought about what Kanye was saying. And what one of them said was, I hope he feels regret. And I love the way he said it. I hope he feels regret. Regret is not a great feeling, it's a horrible, horrible feeling. It can linger for a long time. But there are some regrets we have in life that are very, very good lessons. And that's the only best ending I can think of for this scenario is that I hope he feels as bad as he made millions and millions of people feel. You might be saying millions and millions of people? Yes. He has disgusted so many people. It's not right. What he did was not right. But the only thing that I think can save him is mental health. That's the only thing. I can't condone his actions, but I want him to get the best help any human being can possibly get when they're put in that situation. And the only reason why I say that is because if that ever becomes me, which let's hope it's not, I think my mental health is good right now, that someone would offer that to me. The best treatment for that scenario.